Welcome back to Biz Talk, everyone. I am your host today, Rachel Weaver. I am thrilled to have with me Noura Al-Masri. Noura is an enrolled agent with the IRS, the founder and CEO of Nourasbooks, and an international best-selling author. With a master's degree in business information technology from DePaul University, she brings over 20 years of accounting experience to her work in managing and growing nonprofit organizations. Noura is known for her expertise in increasing nonprofit funding through streamlined processes and regulatory compliance. It is such an honor and pleasure to have you with us today, Noura.
Thank you for having me. It's always fun to be with you, Rachel. Thank you.
Thank you. I am excited to dive right in because we're going to talk about the dreaded tax word. But it's something that we all have to talk about, tax and deadlines. I know, full disclosure, taxes make me cry. I want to avoid them. I am not the best at being on time. So I need this segment and your advice as much as I'm sure many people in the audience do. So I'm going to be taking notes and really taking this to heart today. So keep tax deadlines. What are the important tax deadlines that businesses need to be aware of during tax season?
Okay, so there are several deadlines. So we just actually finished one on January 16, where they had to pay their estimated tax payment for quarter 4 for 2023. So hopefully if anyone have that tax due, they already paid it. So, and then the upcoming one would be January 31st. They have to actually issue their 1099s and W-2s for their employees and contractors. Then the upcoming one for S corporations and partnerships would be March 15. So they have to file by March 15. And here I want to emphasize, if you are a multi-member LLC, meaning you are registering LLC, but you have someone as a partner in that LLC, you are partnership for the IRS. So you have to file a partnership return by March 15, sorry. And then the next one is April 15, which is the C corporation and individual taxes. And when I say individual taxes, that's also LLC filers because they file their Schedule C with their personal return. And then the last one is for nonprofits who are on a calendar year, meaning they use just the calendar year. Their year ends on December 31st, their financial year. Then that is May 15. So those are the upcoming filing dates. If they want to make an extension, they will actually get a 6-month for each of these dates. But they want to actually be aware the filing is the extension is extension to file, not an extension to pay. This is two different things. You have to pay by April 15, but you can file, you can do an extension to filing.
Very good to know.
Yeah.
Very good to know. I am behind. But yes, very, very good information. So for those of you out there who tend to try to do everything at once, I know it's a lot easier to do it on time and potentially avoid fees that I am sure that I have coming to me. I would say listen to Noura's advice and make sure you are on time. So, common deductions and credits. What are some common business deductions and credits that businesses can take advantage of? Are there any new deductions or credits that businesses might not be aware of right now? I need to know this too.
Yeah, so there are so many actually deductions for businesses, but it also depends on what type of business. For example, the most common missed deduction for LLC, and also that applies for 1099. So even if you're not really registered as an LLC, but you do freelance work getting 1099, that applies to you as well. If you are sole proprietor, only like did not have an LLC, that's the same for you as well. So this is the most common. If you're working from home, then it's home office deduction. You need to get that deduction because this is going to save you a lot of money. But this is only applicable for any Schedule C filer for those type of filing that I mentioned, 1099 LLC and sole proprietors. So all of these file Schedule C, so they have a home office deduction. I see a lot of people missing that. You can take a lot of expenses also, you can deduct it because people think they have to pay taxes on their income, meaning they think it's their revenue. No, your income is your profit. So what's left with you, not actually all the sales, all the revenue you get. That's what your income if you are a business. Now, another actually deduction that a lot of people miss because they don't classify their assets as assets and they do not know how to take depreciation. So depreciation on equipments that you have, a building that you have, both not rented. So a lot of times, like you can use depreciation, and there's like multiple way to take depreciation, and there was like an accelerated depreciation method for certain assets. So you want to make sure you are recording your assets as assets and taking those depreciation. And there's no way for the tax professional to know that unless you tell them that's what you have, especially if they're not doing your books. If they're doing your books, then that means probably they were asking you multiple questions all over the year, so they know that hopefully you're communicating well, and they know this is the equipment you purchased, so they record it in the balance sheet and they have take the depreciation for that. This is the most common missed actually deductions that I like always to highlight because people often miss it, and it can create a very, very huge difference in the actually income tax. So you can pay less in taxes when you take advantage of these deductions.
Such important information to know. I know that I'm sitting over here taking notes, so hopefully others are too. But such great, valuable information. So tell us, record keeping best practices. Oh my goodness, that's a whole nother one that's really, really important. What record keeping practices do you recommend for businesses to streamline the tax preparation process? How can businesses organize their financial documentation to
Mhm.
facilitate a smoother tax filing experience? Because it's not enjoyable or easy for a lot of people, even though I think we overcomplicate it because we have so many great resources, right?
Yes, yes. So here's the thing. Bookkeeping is really important because what you're going to use actually to do your taxes is your profit and loss and balance sheet. If you're doing bookkeeping and actually have all the supporting documentation for your deductions, that's what we need. So as if you come to me, do you want to do your taxes? I won't ask you for the supporting documentation, except like if I'm required to keep that as a due diligence from my part. So I will ask for some proof, but the majority of documents you need to keep at your record, like you have them online, you have them in multiple places to make sure you always have them in case you get audited. So you want to have that. And the thing that I need from you most of the time is your balance sheet and profit and loss. That's what I need. And then we have questionnaires that you know the answer. For example, if you come to the tax professional the first year, you need to have the EIN paper that you get from the IRS because that says a lot of information for the tax professional. So always keep that available, easy to access in the cloud and in paper. So of course you have it in paper, but have it in the cloud so you can upload to the system for your tax professional, your state registration, If you elected, for example, to be taxed as S Corp, keep that as well. You need to provide all of that for your tax professional. And if you are going to a new tax professional, that means you want to actually give her your last year tax returns just to see if there's anything she needs to take care of, because a lot of things like carry over year to year. So tax professionals need to see that. So you need to keep all these records and mainly really do your bookkeeping all over the year. It's not too late to do your bookkeeping for 2023 now. It's not going to be as good as actually doing it month to month. But you can still do the cleanup. And this is what we offer here. And a lot of other accountants also offer right now, because you cannot really report a good return without having your bookkeeping done. And what I mean with that, you really need to have all the process of bookkeeping until reconciliation. So just keeping track of your expenses, that's not bookkeeping. And I guarantee you're gonna miss some deductions, and you're not gonna have enough document to support what you can deduct or not deduct for your taxes.
Well, thank you so much for all that valuable information. We are so grateful, and we hope to have you back again with us next week, Nora. But in the meantime, it was such wonderful time to have you on the show. And with that, we appreciate each and every one of you joining us here on NowMedia Television, and we look forward to seeing you back again next time. Thank you.
This has been a NowMedia Networks feature presentation. All rights reserved.